Hey everybody, it's Michelle here from That Wreath Lady, and we are live tonight. I have been away from you guys for probably about 2 weeks. Just a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to give a few minutes for people to hop on. So as we're sitting here waiting, when you hop on, if you wouldn't mind to say a little hi to me, tell me where you're from, so that I can give you a little shout out if I see it on my screen here. So hello everybody, it's Michelle from That Wreath Lady, and I wanted to show you something first from a fellow crafter that I met at a local craft fair that I just did, and her name is Donna Patrick, and she is from Backwoods Bend Whimsical Bird Feeders, and I'm going to put this up to see maybe you all can see it. My fingernails are horrible. Hi, Connie. And she was Donna Patrick. She's from Moorhead, Kentucky, which is just right down the road from me. Hi, Phyllis. Donna Patrick, which is just right down the road from me. And she makes bird feeders. And she also makes hummingbird feeders. And I want to show you what I bought from her. Hey, Terry. This is made, and I did not make this. This is made from vintage glass and bowls. Hi, Kristen. Vintage glass and bowls and jars. And I know you can't really see the color, but it is a gorgeous teal. And she just, look at this, the little flower at the bottom. Isn't that adorable? She makes the most beautiful things, and I cannot wait until it gets warm enough here that I can put this in my garden. I'm so excited about that purchase. So once again, her name is Donna Patrick, and she's from Backwoods Bend Whimsical Bird Feeders. I hope you all can see that. Hi, Kristen. Donna Patrick. She is on Etsy, so look up Backwoods Bend on Etsy and look at all the beautiful stuff that she has. I was so happy to meet her and to be able to purchase something, and since she's a fellow crafter and just right down the road, I wanted to give her a little shout out. So if you're just joining me, make sure you say hi and let me know where you're from so I can give you a little shout out and make sure that I'm just not out here talking to myself. So anyway, we are not going to do a tutorial today. We are going to talk about something that I think is very, very important. So I'm going to hold my sign up. And what we're going to talk about today is don't be a negative ninny. I didn't want to use the name Nancy because I have friends that are Nancy that are not negative. So I used don't be a negative ninny. I'm silly. I can't help it. Life teaches you many things, and I think that everything in life is a lesson to be learned. So tonight, I really want to talk to you about negativity, how to remove negativity from your life, and how you personally can be encouraging, uplifting, and care for others. So that is what we're going to talk about this evening. If you think that this, then Terry, it doesn't mean you. Let's see. Don't be a negative Nincompoop. How does that sound? You're the best ninny out there, I'm sure. So don't be a negative Nincompoop. That sounds good. Everything in life is a lesson. And you have to, hi Nick, how are you, buddy? You're doing such a great job. I'm so proud of you. And if you guys don't know Nick, you need to go over. Nick, please say what the name of your site is, okay? You need to go over to Nick's site and see the amazing wreaths and the tutorials that he has. Hi, Robin. Every time I watch, I'm inspired and encouraged by him. So Nick, go ahead and post on here your Facebook site and also your Etsy shop, because I know you just opened up your Etsy. So make sure you share that here because you are just awesome sauce. Awesome. All right. Sorry, I have ADHD, so I kind of get lost in the shiny things. It's been a difficult day, but I'm taking it. Hi, Judy. I'm taking it as a lesson learned. So in the social media world, let me see, how do I want to put this? Hi, Linda. How do I want to start this out? We all have a little negative voice in our head, whether it's negativity about ourselves or whether it's negativity about someone else. And you all have it, and you all know what I'm talking about. It's a very audible voice that you may be walking around and immediately it pops into your head about something negative about somebody, or even something negative about yourself. Hi, Jan. And sometimes we don't have a filter. Or we have a filter and it's full of lint and we need to clean our filter. But a lot of times we don't. And I too, I do it too. Sometimes I forget to clean my filter, and sometimes after I clean my filter, I forget to put it back in. We all do that. But we've got this negative voice, and sometimes that negative voice comes out verbally, or on social media, it comes out through our fingers. Oh, thank you, Linda. So negativity is not just verbal, it's through the fingers as well. So we are going to talk a little bit about negativity and social media and how we can encourage each other and uplift each other and care about each other. One thing that I'm a therapist by trade. I've worked in the mental health industry for 25 years and I'm diagnosed with a mental health disorder myself. So that's kind of ironic, but kind of cool at the same time. But anyway, what I tell my patients, clients, whatever you want to call them, is to always think before you speak. It's kind of like a cognitive behavior thing. If you think, then your behavior is going to be different. So always think before you speak. But in the social media world, it is completely different. And so I tell you to think before you type, or read what you type before you press send. It's as easy as that. On social media, it is so easy for us to sit behind a screen and type out. There's some anonymity. I mean, you may have a picture on your Facebook page. You may have pictures of your family. You may do Facebook Lives, but there's still some anonymity or some privateness to social media. It's the same way with text messaging, and it's the same way with email. So it is very easy for us to sit back, for you and I, or anyone else for that matter, and we are all guilty of this, to take our unclean filter or our empty filter and instead of speaking it verbally, to start typing it with our fingers. So not only do you need to think before you speak, you need to think before you type. Once you do that and you type something out, you really need to read it carefully before you hit that send button, because we all know in the social media world, nothing is deleted. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing is deleted. Hi, Jennifer. How are you from North Carolina? Okay, so we need to think before we type, read what we type, and think about it before we hit send. The next thing, and you all have heard this old cliche, is don't burn bridges. Bridges burn very fast, and bridges can be damaged. And once a bridge is damaged, it doesn't take very much for it to break or to disintegrate. And if you know anything, and we're just going to use this analogy, if you know anything about in your town when they're doing bridge inspections or when they're doing even road construction, it always takes forever. Well, it's the same way with burning bridges or with damaging bridges. It takes forever, and in my area, they've been building this bridge now for about 20 years, and it's still not built. And sometimes it never happens. So just be careful. Just be very, very careful with what you say, what you type, because you may burn bridges. And I believe that we're all here to encourage each other and to uplift each other and not to tear each other down like you do a bridge. People are not structures. People are not concrete. People aren't full of rebarb and the concrete. We are living, breathing beings that have emotions and feelings and thoughts. So think about that the next time that you're sending a text message, or you're posting something on your Facebook page, or you're private messaging somebody, or you're sending an email. Another thing when you're on social media, and this is a very, very good thing. Thank you, Kristen. And if you're just joining me, make sure you pop on and say hi and tell me where you're from. We are talking about don't be a negative ninny or nincompoop, because some of us are called ninnies as grandparents. Sorry, Terry. Next thing that's very important is when you are getting ready to type something, and because of the anonymity of Facebook and behind your computer screen, ask yourself this question. With what I'm about to type, would I say this to someone face to face? Would I say this to someone face to face? I think if you ask yourself that question, either before you type it out or before you hit the send button, you may rethink what exactly you are saying. And I'm guilty of it too. It's so easy to be passive aggressive on social media, but would you say this to someone face to face? Now, I'm not meaning would you say it to a friend face to face or somebody else face to face. Would you say it to that person you're writing to or writing about to their face? That's a good question to ask. Another thing is cyberbullying is real, people. It really is. We all the time think about bullying as being something that is physical, or that it happens on a school ground with kids, or it could happen in the workplace, and it's mostly, a face-to-face type of thing. And I just spit everywhere. I hope you can see that. Good gravy. But cyberbullying is real, and it is just as detrimental to your physical and emotional well-being as the face-to-face, one-on-one, or group bullying. So it's easy for us, again, to sit behind the screen and to type. Good job, Debbie. And I like that. My rule is never ever message when you're angry. It's kind of like never go to the grocery store when you're hungry. Never message anybody when you're angry. Simple as that. But cyberbullying is really a serious issue. All I can say is don't do it. If you have been a victim of it, it's horrible. No one should ever do that. You do not deserve that. There is no sense and there is no place for it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's all I'm going to say on that issue. Encourage each other. My goodness. Why is it so easy? Thanks, Nick. If you think somebody should be seeing this and hearing this, make sure you share it, because I would love for you to share it. But it is so easy for us to say mean, hurtful things, or to type mean, hurtful things, than it is to say one encouraging word. And I don't get it. Sorry, therapist hat on. I just don't get why we constantly want to hurt each other or to say mean, ugly things. I just don't get it. So be encouraging to each other. You know the old saying, if you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all. Well, we can say something nice. You can always find one nice thing or one encouraging thing to say to anybody. I don't believe that statement. If you can't say something nice, everybody can find something and say something nice, period. Whether it be to somebody else, it could even be to somebody you don't even know. When I'm at a craft show and kind of to engage the shoppers, I'll make a comment. Thank you, Karen. I'll make an encouraging or a kind comment about, you know, oh, you look lovely today. That top is beautiful. I love your shoes. Your smile is beautiful. Now, I'm not saying to go gush on somebody and just say, oh, I love your hair, and I love your shoes, and I love your top, and I love your purse, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, you don't have to vomit kindness all over everybody, but you can be encouraging. You can find something nice to say about somebody. Now, I'm not saying that you have to like everybody. There is people out there that you're not going to like and that are not going to like you. But you can be cordial to them, and you don't have to be gushy. You don't have to be, just all over them with kind words, but you can be cordial. And that's important. You don't have to be mean and you don't have to be rude, but you can be a cordial person. A lot of times we have to do that at family gatherings, don't we? When it comes to the holidays, family is an iffy thing, and we don't always get along with everybody, and unfortunately we may not like everybody in our family, but we can be cordial, and we can always find one nice encouraging word to say to anyone or to ourselves. Because remember, that negative little voice in our head doesn't always tell us negative things about other people, but it also tells negative things to ourselves. Okay? So we can always find one encouraging thing, one nice thing about somebody else or about ourselves. It's easy that you can tell somebody you're proud of them. If you know somebody who has been struggling or is doing something new, just tell them how proud you are of them. Give them an encouragement. Keep going. You're doing a great job. I had a student today. She has been struggling with classes, and at midterm was failing all of her classes. And this is college. It's failing everything. She ran up to me today, and she's not a traditional student. She ran up to me today, and yes, she's been a difficult student, pulling the hair out, but she came up to me today and told me that she had passed all of her finals. And though I've had struggles with her before, I told her I was proud of her. And the look on her face was thanks enough, because nobody in her family had told her they were proud of her. In fact, the majority of her family was against her even going to college. She's a non-traditional student, and the first person in her family to go college ever. And I just said those few little words to her, I'm proud of you. And that encouraged her so much and lifted her spirits so much that in turn, it lifted my spirits and encouraged me. So, tell someone you're proud of them. Tell them to keep going, that you can do this. Anything you put your mind to, you can do. Everybody can do that. Uplift each other and don't tear each other down. Words hurt, even if they're typed out on a screen. Whether it's your computer screen, whether it's your iPad screen, whether it is your cell phone screen. Words hurt. Words are like daggers, and they can go very deep. And even though the words themselves are said or typed, and then the person that did it may have forgotten about it, or you think that it's just an instantaneous thing that just kind of dissipates and disappears, the ones on the receiving end hold on to those. Those daggers go very, very deep, and they can be very, very hurtful. And you don't know where anyone is in their life, and you don't know how a mean word, a bad word, an ugly word, just mean, hateful talk can affect somebody's emotional and physical well-being. So just uplift each other. Don't tear each other down. We're here to encourage. There's enough negativity in the world, you know. One thing that I think is very important, because we all have negative people in our lives, is there's a reason there's an unfriend and a block button on Facebook. Use it. If there are negative people in your life, even in your circle, use your own unfriend and block button. Whether it's on Facebook, whether it is on any type of messaging you do, unfriend or block them. You don't need that negativity in your life. Negativity spreads like wildfire, or like weeds. Negativity spreads like weeds, okay? You can go and try to spray the weeds and kill them, but more often than not, you're killing your grass and the weeds are still growing. So we can unfriend and block people in our life. Do that and you will be a much happier, healthier, more well-rounded person. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people that lift you up. Yes, we are needy. And yes, we need attention. But we are needy and need attention because for so long we have been surrounded by negativity. And so we are needy and we need that attention. We need that positivity in our lives to reaffirm that we are good people. And we need to reach out and have people reaffirm us. It may sound silly, like, yeah, why do you need me to tell you that you're a good person and that you're doing a good job? Well, it's because we're human beings and that's who we are and that's how we're wired. Simple as that. It is as simple as that. So, surround yourself with positive people. Say something nice about people. Stop that negative talk in your head. Think before you spew out words and characters and emojis and all this other crazy stuff that you can do on social media. Don't be a negative nincompoop, okay? And with this, I want to leave you with two scriptures that I found. Now, I'm not a preacher or very, very overtly religious person. I just found these today when I was preparing for this Facebook Live. And they really, really spoke to me. And whether you're a believer or not, I am a believer, but whether you're a believer or not, I think that these words are going to hold true with you in dealing with negativity and dealing with social media in general. And it's kind of weird. And so I'm going to share this with you. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. How simple is that? And that's from the Bible, people. The last one is Ephesians 4:29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth. And then I also want to add, and this is my piece, not only just out of your mouth, but out of your fingers. So don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those that listen or read. Okay? Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, or my addition, your fingers, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those that listen and read. The read was my part too. So, I just felt the need to do this evening because we all have struggles with negativity. We all have struggles with our own behaviors. So, I hope that this has been beneficial to you or to somebody else. If you feel that this is a good message, something that your friends need to hear, please feel free to share this video. I will be replaying it here in just a little while, reposting it or whatever. Thank you all for taking a little bit of your time out to spend with me this evening. I truly appreciate you. I may not know you, I may have never seen you, may never talk to you, but I do appreciate you. I appreciate all the hard work you do in your life and in your family. You are wonderful. You are so worthy, and you are just a magnificent human being. And I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and a good weekend, and that this has spoken to you in some way, and that it maybe will change your behavior, because change begins with us, and we are the only persons that can change us. So I just hope that this resonates a little bit with you, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you again, and it's that Wreath lady, also known as Michelle with one L, signing off. Have a good night.